All right, guys. This is William Jeremy. Welcome to my channel. So let's continue our journey, and we talked about color previously, and we talked about how to change color text and shape and button, all that. Obviously, you can like extend this button to a lot of things. So, for example, you can extend that to say certain list. Okay, so you can have a tilted list. You have a customized style list. You can do that. But I want to talk a little bit more about like a simple way of doing this because previously we used a custom button style, like you write that from scratch, make a body, add a specific configuration, and like list out a certain configuration whether it's pressed or not, and then change different say the scale as well as color. But I want to talk a little bit interesting part. So, for example, first is overlay. Is often omitted or by some developers. So I want to point it out. So, for example, if we got a text, let me just do something like this. So if you got a specific text, and the text will be this is a overlay. Okay, right now you can see we got this test. Let me let me make myself a little bit smaller. Sorry about that. I didn't. Yeah, I'm not used to change here. So yeah, so we got this text here. This is overlay, and I'm going to change the color of this text by applying an overlay. So overlay, and then I can apply this by using color dots, maybe red, and as you can see, I got overlay. So as you can see, if I add overlay, it's sort of like cover that. It's like a contrary method of the background. The background is like I'm in the text. Okay, I'm the text. The background is like behind me, and overlay is before me. Okay, so like a Z stack shooting arrow at you, right? So normally I wouldn't do that because if I use this, if like 100% opacity, you won't be able to see it. So in order for you guys to actually see it, remember we got opacity, and we can have a light opacity, something like this, 0.1. So you got like a really, you know, let me just drag it down a little bit. Okay, maybe a little bit smaller. Okay, we got the overlay like this. Of course, you can change that to 0.3, just give you a nice feel of the cover of the text. And so, what about we use some like a no-brainer method? I love this method. So you can sort of think everything as a container. Okay, so you put a specific text, you have a container that contains the text. You put a specific shape, you got a container to contain the shape. You got a specific button, you got a container to contain that. So that's the thing that I want to share with you guys. So in order for you guys to see clearly, let me just just let me comment out everything. Okay, so there will be nothing inside, and that's good. So for example, let's test it with some text. So inside the VStack, remember everything inside the VStack, and I'm going to use a specific text, and that text will be, I don't know, welcome to William Jamming's YouTube channel. Okay, so just simple text, and I'm going to add say a padding, and I'm going to add a specific background, and that background I'm not going to specify a specific color, but rather I can say, I just treat the background as a container. So I'm going to say container, relative shape. So whatever shape that you can have all customized weird shape. I don't care. I just give you, you know, give the instruction. I find this relative shape for me. Okay, and then I can say I want to fill that with a specific color. So if you do not specify, that color will be really dark color, so you won't be able to see it. So color dots, maybe say primary is an orange yellow sign. I love a sign. Okay, so if you use blue, you will be so blue that I don't like it. I think sign is much better. It's like a tone it down a little bit. Okay, I love this. So you got sign, and then so for example, you don't want this to like a hard edges. You can have a clip shape. So for example, it's already a V stack. Yeah, so I can have a clip shape, like clip shape. I think it'll be clip shape, and I can have a rounded rectangle, and have a corner radius of a CG float. I'm going to say 20. Okay, so you can have a clip shape. It's much more nicer when you look at it. Okay, so this is a nice trick that I think is really, really important because it's no-brainer. You can do this to whatever shape that you choose. So let's test it out with say a button. Okay, so we already finished with the text. Let's add a button here. So button, and I'm gonna say a specific action. Okay, so the action will be something like this. I don't want to go too into this, so I just delete everything. Okay, a specific action that will be carried out. Of course, I don't really care. So the action will be here, and we got a specific trading here, and we got specific text. Say this is a button. Okay, and say click me. Oh yeah. Oh, let me move it up a little bit, and then I can say dots. Let me add a padding. Just make it look nicer, and of course we have a background. Okay, remember, we don't need to worry about the shape. We just need to specify a container relative shape, and that will be good enough for me. So just to fill that with specific color and dots, let me use that orange again. Right, so it will be orange. Pretty nice. And remember here, the clip shape is at the whole V stack, so that's the reason why the shape becomes a little bit weird. Okay, add a clip shape here. Yes, we can. So we can have a clip shape to this container. So we got this little nice padding here. So it will not influence the bottom. That's good. The action, we can just print something out. I'm not going to go too deep on this logic. I just want to show you that it's doable. And then we can have maybe I'm going to have a clip shape of the button here. Yeah, of course you can do that. But yeah, I want to add a little bit of variation. So yeah, maybe just a little bit. And remember, we got this text, we got a button, and outside of this button, okay, I believe it's here. Yeah, I think this will be the outside. Yeah, this will be, because it's already closed. So sorry about that. Yeah, so outside of this button is a V stack. Okay, I'm going to add maybe a list. We haven't tested list yet, so yeah, let's add some complex container that can contain things. So as long as I input list, it will give you like a huge space, because you might have a lot of content to put in the list. So let's quickly add some placeholder. So click list and some items. So some items. Okay, some items maybe. Yeah, because I want to add some item. Okay, and then we can add a list row background, because it's not normal background, it's a specific list row background. So list row space separator. Yeah, maybe have to row background. Yeah, here. List row background. Remember, it's the view. So I don't need to worry about that. I just need to say, hey, as long as it's a container, so container relative shape. All right, and then whatever that shape, I want to fill that with a specific color of, I'm not sure. Let's just try green for this one. Okay, so some item will be green. That's good. Of course, you can populate that with some dummy data. I'm not going to do this. I just want to test the theory that it can be applied on the list. Okay, and of course you can have some adaptive backgrounds as well. Let me show you how it's done. Okay, so maybe just below the list, let me just have some text, and this will be the let me name this a adaptive. Okay, adaptive. Okay, so you can see the text here. This is all part of the list. So, and yeah, adaptive. Yeah. So basically, I'm going to use a view modifier. View modifier to change it. So how can it be adaptive? So for example, I can have adaptive background. Okay, so let me show you. Okay, so what I'm going to do is to have that, say, background. So I'm going to add a modifier. Okay, and that modifier we have adaptive background. Okay, right now it does not have a adaptive background. That's for sure, but it doesn't really matter. I'm going to pass let me just add a purple here. Okay, and I have a say a clip shape. It doesn't really matter. I just want to show you that it's doable. And after all that, after all this struct, I'm going to have a customized struct here. So struct, and I'm going to say the adaptive. Let me just copy and paste, so it's much quicker. Struct and adaptive background. And what I'm going to do is to use view modifier to modify things. Okay, so we got the struct. Why is it like automatically? Okay. View modifier here. View modifier. Yeah, good. And then I'm going to have say modify the color. So color will be color. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I have to use American spelling. So then I can use font to make a body, and the content will be content sound view. That's good. And then the code here will be content. And I'm going to have a modifier to modify the content's background. So background, and I can say, you can apply this container router shape here. So container router shape, right? That's the main function that we're going to use. I'm going to fill that with some generalized color. Okay, you pass a specific color, you will get that color. And right now, I passed the definite background. Okay, color purple. Cannot find this in scope. I already got this. Yeah. Sorry. Added L. So, silly mistake. So, yeah, I think that should do it. We already filled that with specific color. Yeah. So we got adaptive background, adaptive wrapped, right? Good. So what about add something? Okay, add a. Okay, a and 日本語 like 私はWilliam. Okay. It become really hard for me to spell it, so I have to just William this, right? So yeah, I use Japanese, and as you can see, it's sort of a wrap around, so it's adaptive. I can change it, and of course there will be the customized modifier attached to it, and of course you can add say clip shape just to make it. Okay, I'm going to change that from Japanese to English. So dot clip shape, right? And I can have I love this rounded rectangle. Okay, pass the corner radius, not corner size, corner radius, a specific radius, maybe 10. Okay, so it got like a rounded, so just much nicer. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it, and of course you can even customize it. I believe we missed the gradient here. Then we can add some gradient feel, like a linear gradient. I believe I already covered the gradient in my intro series. Yeah, I think yeah, 15 minutes. Okay, I'm going to do that quickly. Do that within like 3 minutes top. Okay, so I'm going to yeah change my mind. I'm going to have a little bit challenge. Let's change a let's add another text just below this text here. Okay, it's time. It's time. So I'm going to have a challenge. So text. I'm going to say this is a demo for gradient. How to spell gradient, by the way. Gradient. Okay, so hopefully finger crossed for gradient and yeah maybe multi-line. Yeah, just add a little bit padding to make it separate. Have a background, and what I'm going to do is to fill the background. Use you know what container relative shape. Yeah, fill that with the shape and dots. We can fill everything with. This time I'm going to have a say linear gradient, right? Linear gradient and pass in a specific gradient. Of course, you can customize gradient. That will be like too much. I can't possibly finish that within uh, um, um, 3 minutes. So yeah, gradient, and you can pass a specific color. So you can pass color from a specific to a specific color. So for example, to from say red to okay maybe red to green. Oh my gosh, that's impossibly ugly. So but let's just try this. Okay, I prefer like blue to green. Let's modify that later because we have time. So I just got like 1 minute left. Unit point. So top leading. Okay, to the endpoint of say bottom trailing. Okay, so yeah, that's how you change from. Okay, I know it's really ugly. Doesn't really matter. I think if yeah, here's a nice trick for you. So if you think this is a little bit ugly, doesn't really matter. Because you can always get a hold of all this text. I think yeah, all that is modify. Yeah. You add the clip shape. Okay. Clip shape, and you just add a rounded corner, rounded rectangle. Sorry about that. Corner radius of 10. Okay, so you can have a corner radius of 10. Yeah, text starting here, ending here. Corner radius maybe not 10, maybe say 15, something like that. Maybe 20. Yeah, that's more like it. So it's much nicer. Of course, you can change this gradient to let's change that to some closer to maybe say cyan. Okay, I love cyan, so let's give cyan a try. Yeah, that's much better. So if you use like a drastic change, I don't want that. Yeah, basically that's pretty much it, and we achieved that. Just 18 minutes. I know it's long, and I did not earn anything from making these videos, so please help me by giving the video a thumb up. If you haven't already and want to watch more of my content, do please subscribe to my channel. Okay, thanks, bye.